Hello and welcome to another pick a card reading. So this reading is going to be a little different for my channel. This is going to be a biblically accurate angelic reading. I'm going to be using this Be Not Afraid deck by Jennifer Sodini. There is a angel that is mentioned in the Bible or any of the Apocrypha on each of these cards. So we'll be pulling one card for each pile. And then we'll be reading out of this booklet to introduce the angelic being that we pull. And then after that, we will be using the Dream Dictionary to do a book divination, to get a list of words to channel messages from. You can choose both piles, by the way. We're only going to do 2 piles because that is all that wanted to come through. I tried to do a 3rd pile and it just would never work. Something always popped up. So I was like, you know what? It's not meant to be. So here's the 2 piles. For pile 1, we have the Celestite and this image here with the hand and the butterflies. And for pile 2, we have the Malachite Palmstone and this card here. If you need more time to choose your pile, you can pause the video now. Timestamps will be in the description box down below, and I will see you at your reading. If you chose pile 1 with the butterfly, the hand, and the Celestite cluster, this is your reading. I'm going to set your card aside. We're going to pull a card from this biblically accurate angel deck to see what angelic being is working with you or influencing you, and anything they have to say to you, any messages they want to get across. For pile 1, what angelic beings or presences are influencing or trying to work with the people that chose pile 1? Wow, I am like creeped out a little bit, y'all. I was thinking to myself, I started this reading before, and I stopped the recording and restarted it and did the reintroduction because I couldn't get a card to come out, and I thought, I bet you anything it's Barakael. I swear, like I literally thought that. I should have said it so I could insert it in the video. Here it is. It's Barakael. Okay. Petals of Providence, the number 5. Let's see. I am going to read directly from the book. This book is amazing. This deck alone is worth purchasing just for the book, for the information that it has to offer. For the people who chose pile 1, we have Barakael. And I just want to note before I read this picture here that you chose, the hand with the butterflies, it feels like, obviously butterflies represent transformation, and the hand and the color of it, it has a sense of grief or like sadness or mourning, or I don't know, it's like something that has died or fallen away. It's like you're grieving it maybe. We'll see what this booklet says. Jupiter. So this is an angel. Some of these are fallen angels in this booklet, which, by the way, which is very interesting what they can teach us. But this is an angel. It is associated with Jupiter. I don't know how to say that. Chesed. Abundance and good fortune. Barakael, an angel of grace and benevolence, is revered for bestowing blessings and fortune. With a white rose in hand, this heavenly being embodies the essence of purity and the expansive wisdom akin to Jupiter. In the Kabbalistic tree of life, Barakael resides in Chesed. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, I don't know how to say it. The Sephira of loving kindness, which symbolizes the generosity of spirit and the reservoir of unlimited abundance. Receiving Barakael's card in your reading heralds a period of serendipity and positive change. It's a reminder that the seeds of your efforts are beginning to bear fruit. However, the card also underscores the importance of patience. Like a garden, your dreams require time, attention, and the right conditions to thrive. Contemplate the following questions. What positive changes are currently happening in your life? How can you practice patience and have faith in the timing of your efforts? What can you do to recognize and encourage the development and possibilities around you? Continue to nurture your aspirations with unwavering dedication and optimism. Trust in the natural progression of your hopes and dreams. Buoyed by the knowledge that Barakel's guiding light is assisting alongside this metamorphosis. The butterfly, it's amazing. Life is about to get even more expansive, and all is growing according to plan. Magic. To perform this ritual, you will need a single white rose and frankincense incense. First, light the incense and invite Barakel into your presence. Next, start removing the petals from the rose, one by one, while verbally expressing something unique in your life for which you are grateful. Continue doing this until all the petals have been removed. Afterward, gather the petals and place them in a pouch under your pillowcase. Each night before bed, ask Barakel to bless your life with more things to be grateful for. Once your requests have been fulfilled, transfer the petals to a vessel on your altar to symbolize gratitude for the favors bestowed upon you. That is so beautiful. Amazing. Okay. I mean, that in itself is a good reading, but I want to get additional messages here. This definitely, what we just read out of the booklet, goes with this metamorphosis, this change. I feel like for the people who chose this pile, there's something, probably something ending in your life, something that is causing a bit of melancholy or sadness, but beautiful, expansive, positive changes are ahead, or things are fixing to really start looking up, if that is the case. So what we're gonna do with this book, this is how I always do this. I set it up upright like this. I set my intention to find words that will help me channel the message that needs to come through. So we are asking Barakel what messages need to come through for the people who chose pile 1. And here's our little notepad for our words, our pen. So first I see here advocate. I also see adventure. Advocate and adventure. Ooh, I see neglect of animals. Neglect of animals. I see judge. Wow. This is some potent message coming through here. This is crazy. I probably don't even have to say. We have advocate, neglect of animals, judge. This is just like, I can't even. Wow. We have baby. This is very reminiscent of a reading that I've done recently that is uploaded to YouTube. If you're here from that reading, please share that with me if you know what I'm talking about. We have Belle. We have birth control. Also the word bite. I'm not going to write it down, but it did stand out. We have buckle. Now these words could mean something significant to you, or later when I start doing the channeling, it could go with the message that we channel. We have seller and chase. This could be somebody's name, or it could be the act of chasing. We have circus. We have black again. Did I write it down? I saw it on the other page. We have black. Black is significant. I'm going to read this because I saw it on the other page too and just didn't write it down. Black is viewed as a symbol of death and mourning. I'm telling you, in many cultures, and when it appears in dreams, it is linked with feelings of sadness, loss, and even passivity. Its appearance may also represent the death of old ideas or some other aspect of change. Another possible explanation is that it represents a hidden or rejected aspect of the dreamer, as it is also the color of mystery, the unconscious, and sometimes even protection. Some dream analysts refer to the shadowy effects of black in dreams, suggesting that they are symbols of the dreamer's shadow or of an unfulfilled part of their life. It may therefore symbolize absolute recklessness and disregard of life, without considering or caring about the consequences. Oh my God. If black predominates in a dream, consider taking a rational and reasonable approach in waking life. Okay, and I don't even know if I should be talking about this because this is almost a political matter, if you can kind of catch where I'm going with this. So we have birth control. We have neglect of animals, but underneath that I saw baby as well. Neglect of animals, but before that we had something related to baby. We're just going to go ahead. We're starting the reading. We have birth control, baby, neglect of animals. We have advocate and judge. So there could be a scenario. Oh God, I don't know if I want to put this on YouTube. I'm going to do it. Somebody needs to hear it. Someone may be considering having a, they may be pregnant and they may not want to be pregnant. And they may feel judged for it. Or you may know someone that you're judging for not wanting to be having a baby and them being pregnant. So there's something Barakiel wants to tell you or teach you about this. Barakiel also, I think, wants to advocate for those who don't speak up or can't speak for themselves. So there's something about that here. There's something about neglecting someone who can't advocate for themselves. I don't know what this is. You'll know what this is to you. With circus, so there's a lot of chaos. I feel I'm going to put chaos outside here, which we do. We are having a Uranus transiting into Gemini soon, so I feel like this is bringing that chaotic energy. There's a lot of shakeup going on in everyone's lives right now. With this black, somebody, oh God, I see that several people may be watching this that with different scenarios playing out or different circumstances in their life, but with this black and it talking about being a symbol of death and mourning, it feels like sadness and loss. And I told you there's a bit of melancholy here. Something is changing and somebody may have, I'm getting someone, I'm going to put remorse outside of this one. Somebody may be feeling remorse. Barakiel may be helping with this. There is a feeling of forgiveness with this judge here. Barakiel wants you to know that not to judge yourself too harshly and not to judge others too harshly here. If you have an animal that is sick or has some sort of illness and you're beating yourself up about it, that's not doing you any good, and it's not doing the animal any good either. You're doing the best you can. You do the best you can, you know? And also if somebody's thinking about advocating for the neglect of animals, speaking up for, like I said, possibly children who can't speak up for themselves, or anyone who has the inability to express what's going on with them, that they need help. There is a nudge towards that. Like, yes, do that. Advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. With buckle, there's something about keeping something safe. We have birth control, keeping something safe. If you're not, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are of childbearing age and you are fertile and you are sexually active, birth control is a route to go. Birth control is a route to go. It's better to do birth control than to do the other thing, than to get pregnant and then have to end in life, because I know that's a very political topic, and I'm not going to talk about how I feel about it. I'm just saying there are better ways to go about this situation, and to preventative measures are very important. Very, very important. With judge, there's ways to mitigate putting yourself in that position. okay? I'm sorry, I don't want to be preachy, but wow. Seller and Black. There's something. I'm also getting the scenario of somebody may have had an abortion and they may feel guilty for it, and they may not have even told anyone. It's like something that they never told a soul about. And I don't know, this is changing you in some way. I don't know, it's made a big impact on your life. I'm getting a lot of guilt. I'm getting a lot of guilt, honestly. You've moved past this, though. There's no need to stay hung up on it if this is you. For those of you that this doesn't apply to, just ignore this portion. We're going to continue on now. I see fish here. Fish represent the deepest level of the unconscious mind. I'm telling you, there's so much beneath the surface. There's things that you haven't faced. Things that are affecting your life that you're not even conscious of at this time. It's something that you've pushed down. It's something that is really affecting you. You're not realizing how much it's affecting you because you've neglected it. With neglect, you've pushed it down, you've shoved it down, you've suppressed it. Raquel is trying to help you with this. We have frog. What does a frog represent in dreams? We're not talking about toads here. Dream frogs are likely to have positive associations with transformation and fertility. I'm telling you, fertility. I'm gonna put fertility outside here. Be careful. If you don't want to bring a life into this world, there are preventative measures. Okay. If you are looking to bring life into this world, you may be coming into a period of fertility, and Raquel may be helping with that. I see genitals and gerbil. Genitals and gerbil, huh? Okay. It says see pets. So we're going to bring that back to the neglect of animals thing. Somebody may be feeling like they can't take care of their pets, the animals, or the dependents they have. Could be children too, like I said, with baby. Doesn't just have to be animals. Oops. What else? We have hand. I'm hearing stop. I'm seeing a hand like this, like stop. I see indigestion. I'm gonna get one more. I'm also seeing infidelity. And I am seeing lame and labor. Okay. Lame. Dreams that feature your feet and legs tend to refer to your general progress in life. So dreaming of lameness, for example, may signify an inability to move forward. Interesting. With labor, it says see birth. Labor goes back to that baby. I feel somebody could be about to give birth. If you're thinking about giving someone up for adoption, there is no guilt surrounding this matter. If that is what needs to be done, and that's what you feel is right and just, then that's what needs to be done. And anybody who has anything else to say about it, it's none of their business, okay? There are people out there who are looking to adopt. That needed to be said. So let me see what else I can see here. Y'all, I don't know what this genitals is about. I would say tell me in the comments what this is about, but maybe don't. Maybe don't tell me. Someone may be needing a helping hand with something. I'm hearing give me a hand. Could you give me a hand with this? With indigestion, there's a hard truth. There's something that's hard to swallow. And I honestly feel like it has to do with all this stuff up here. The judge, the baby, the birth control, all this stuff here. People who chose pile 1, what you need to know is Barakael is here to help. If you want to look more deeply into Barakael and what Barakael helps with, please do that. I feel like you need to know that you have support. Barakael is here to help you. Barakael is the helping hand. This thing that it said to do, this ritual at bedtime. Was it at bedtime? I feel like this would be very helpful for you. Single white rose, frankincense, incense. Light the incense, invite Barakael into your presence. Next, start removing the petals from the rose one by one while verbally expressing something unique in your life for which you are grateful. Continue doing this until all the petals have been removed. Afterward, gather the petals and place them in a pouch under your pillowcase. Each night before bed, ask Barakael to bless your life with more things to be grateful for. I feel like if somebody is pregnant, look, and if this doesn't resonate, I imagine you would have already clicked off. If somebody is pregnant, this is a blessing and a gift, and you need to know this. This is something that the divine has given you, has blessed you with, and it will be a blessing in your life. If you're worried about it, do not worry about it. I want to note right here on the image here on this card, a close up, these 2 earrings look like the scales of Libra, and we have Judge there. Somebody may be about to have a child either out of wedlock, maybe about to have a child with somebody that they're not in a committed relationship with. There's something that creates a feeling of shame surrounding this situation for whoever this is for. And Barakael wants you to know that there is nothing to be ashamed of. This is a divine, beautiful gift you are being given. Do not let anyone else make you feel like it's anything other than that, because it's not. I'm hearing buckle up. I think that your life's ride is about to get a little wild, but I don't think it's a bad thing, Barakael. There's beautiful things entering in your life. You just have no idea is what I'm hearing. You just have no idea. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid about what's about to happen. Somebody could be really young and about to have a baby, and somebody could be really, I say really old. It could be older than typical childbearing age and be about to have a child, which is really exciting to me. I don't know. I don't know why that's like, I don't know. I admire the fact that, you know, I just think it's amazing. I just think it's, like I said, it's divine that someone who's older that's not expected to be able to have a child is able to do so, that their body is so amazing and can do this. So do not be ashamed of having a child later in life if that's you. But also if you're adopting a kid or you're taking someone under your wing that is not actually your biological child, this is a great honor and gift as well. It's a divine gift. It's a divine blessing. With this infidelity and indigestion, I feel like somebody could have had extramarital affairs or an affair. It could have led to a pregnancy. This is so crazy. Let me, please, I'm saying let me know. I want to know. I want to know if this actually happened with anybody that watched this video. But I know that it's not really something that you want to put in the comments for everybody to see. But if you've heard about this happening to someone else and you're judging them, Barakael wants you to know that this is not something to judge someone over. How can you judge someone for the blessings that the divine's given them? Like, how can you judge that? How can you see that as something negative? There are no accidents, okay? There are no accidents, especially when it comes to children being born. It doesn't matter if you intended to get pregnant or not. You got pregnant because something was planned. And, you know, women do have the choice to terminate if they want to. But if the child was conceived, then it was intentional from the divine as far as I'm concerned. You have free will. You have the choice. You have the choice to do what you want with your body. And but that doesn't mean that a soul didn't intend on coming into this earth plane through your body. I'm sorry, but this is, you know, I don't know. Most people that come across my videos and are subscribed to me are probably aligned with my beliefs on this. Maybe not. If not, I'm sorry. You know, everybody's entitled to their views and beliefs, but like I said, I do think people should have a right to do what they wish or what they will with their bodies, but I don't think babies are accidents. Even if it was unintentional for them to be conceived, I don't think it was an accident from a spiritual standpoint. And there's no reason to feel guilty for having an accidental, quote-unquote, accidental pregnancy where you didn't intend to get pregnant, because Spirit intended for you to get pregnant. So it's not really an accident, you know, in that sense. Okay, I'm not going to keep going on and on about this. Hopefully this message reaches whoever needs to hear it. This is a doozy. This one's kind of crazy. It's this circus. Circus. I don't know. There's probably drama surrounding this whole situation. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to leave the reading there, pile 1. Hopefully something was in this reading was helpful for you in some way. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you chose pile 2 with the malachite and this card here with the 2 fish, this is your reading. So I want to note before I even light the candle, I was trying to pick up this stone just before hitting record, and it kept slipping out of my fingers, and it did remind me of when you catch a fish and you have to get the hook out of it, and you're trying to get a hold of the fish and you can't, and it just keeps slipping. And we do have fish here, so I felt like that was interesting. Something feels like it may be slipping through your fingers, or something's hard to grasp. It could be the messages that might be coming through tonight, or it could be messages that you've received in the past, something like this. So I'm having a feeling that whatever angelic being is trying to work with you or is influencing you in some way is trying to help you understand or get a grasp on the concepts, the spiritual concepts that you're working through, or that you are working with right now in your life. So I'm going to go ahead and light the candle. This is a white candle. This represents purity, truth. We don't want any deceptive energies coming through. We only want the angelic presences that are around you, that are there to guide you for your highest good. So first off, we'll start with this deck here. This is the Be Not Afraid, Biblically Accurate Angels and Celestial Magic deck. This book is amazing. We will read directly from the book when we pull a card from this deck, and that will set the tone for the reading. This is kind of to give us an idea of who we're getting a message from here. What angelic being or spiritual guide is influencing the people who chose pile 2? What angelic being is working with the people who chose pile 2? Okay, I'm having a hard time gripping the deck itself. Having a hard time with the stone. My hands feel pretty cold, actually. I feel like the circulation is leaving my hands and even my feet. So I'm feeling like someone may be, there's a sense of being frozen. There's a sense of stagnation possibly, but it doesn't even feel like stagnation. It feels harder than that. It feels stiff. Something feels stiff. Somebody may not be tapped into their intuition, and there's an angelic being trying to help you with this. Who is it? Who is it? And by the way, not all angelic beings are in this deck, so it's very possible that we're getting one that isn't listed in this deck. I believe there's something like 50 in here, or something close to that. But there's a lot more than that. There's a whole host of them. Okay, we have the angelic realm. Okay, that's what I was just saying. I'm gonna go ahead and manually pull one since it's not shuffling out. I feel like it's gonna take a little bit more effort for you to directly get messages from this angelic being that is around you. I feel like you're not hearing them. I feel like you're maybe not receiving the message fully. Maybe the message is there's interference. It's hard to understand. It's jumbled up. Okay. We have Metatron, and I was thinking of Metatron. I swear, this is, okay. I think I told Paul one this too. I guessed their card before it came out. I was creeped out. And I'm so bad about not saying what I'm thinking when it comes to specific things like this. When it comes to specific names, and I should have, because that would have just made this reading over the top. I'm really glad I'm doing this reading. It's very intriguing and interesting to me. I have been working with angels for quite some time, and only recently, and by recently I mean the last 4 years, have I realized they were biblical angels. They were angels that have been mentioned in the Bible, and when I realized this, I had this crazy feeling. It was just like, wow, I can't believe, like, this whole time something was, guiding me and helping me and loved me and was trying to help me realize my full potential, And I don't know why I'm saying all this, by the way. I feel like maybe this is something that you need to know. But Metatron is trying to communicate with you. Metatron is trying to... is influencing you right now. So with Metatron, we have Metatron's cube here in this imagery. This is interesting imagery. It says the creative matrix. Metatron has a different feeling for me, and I don't think that I think I've felt Metatron before, but I don't think Metatron is the most like heavy influence on me. So I'm not super familiar with working with Metatron. So we're gonna read from the book now. It is the number 21. The number 21 could be significant to you in some way also. Somebody was born on the 21st of the month. That's what I'm hearing. We have, so Metatron is an angel, and it's mentioned in Enoch 1 through 3. I don't know what Kether is, but it says Kether here. It says Neptune, so he's associated with Neptune, the Babylonian Talmud, and the Platonic solids. So he was probably mentioned in the Talmud. And I don't know what platonic solids means. This stuff is a little over my head. I'm learning. This book alone is worth getting this deck for, because this book is just awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and read. The creative matrix. Angels don't adhere to the cycle of birth and death that governs human existence. They exist beyond it. Yet the prophet Enoch's ascension to become Metatron is an exception within apocryphal texts. This rare event marks a precious instance in which a human was transformed into an angel, an evolution ordained directly by the Creator. This Enoch, whose flesh was turned to flame, his veins to fire, his eyelashes to flashes of lightning, his eyeballs to flaming torches, and whom God placed on a throne next to the throne of glory, received after this heavenly transformation the name Metatron. This is from Gershom Scholem, Major Trends in Jewish Mysticism. So, there's a little bit of backstory on Metatron. The angel Metatron is known as the eternal scribe and is enveloped in dazzling solar light, which appears as a pillar of heavenly fire with 36 wings and innumerable eyes. Their cube, often called the matrix of creation, symbolizes the structure of reality, the fundamental building blocks of the universe, and the blueprint of life itself. It is considered a potent symbol of the interconnected nature of mind, matter, and archetypal emanations of divine light, the Sephirah of the tree of life, on the tree of life. Metatron also acts as an otherworldly record keeper, meticulously noting the cosmic and earthly chronicles within the great choir of creation. Their teachings emphasize the potency of language, expression, and the arts. Music is often described as a form of magic, and the harmonic resonance of song offers a means to connect with the numinous through vibration, whether through a hymn, psalm, or poem. Similarly, art and its unending possibility can be a potent vehicle for conveying the profound without uttering a single sound. The presence of this angel in your reading signifies an invitation to access the deep reservoir of creativity within your imaginal record. Embrace this chance to make ripples in reality through the art of play. Whether by writing, painting, music, or any other form of art, this messenger's emanation has appeared to offer creative flow as you elevate the shape of things to come by channeling your own artistry. If you're interested in this little magic suggestion here, it says, channel the transfiguration of Enoch to Metatron as you create a work of art, in any medium you choose, which represents how you'd imagine yourself as an angelic incarnation. This can be literal, metaphoric, or abstract. Free flow with your creative interpretation and note any feelings or emotions that manifest within the creative process. Okay. Some of you could be creators. You could be content creators on social media, first of all, or you could aspire to be one. But some of you could quite literally be musicians, on or offline, or both. Some of you could be artists that use tangible media, such as paints, color pencils, you name it. You could literally make art out of anything. You could be, what I'm getting at here is you could be somebody who works with their hands. So it doesn't, art comes in all different forms, okay? It's a very wide spectrum how a person can express. So I think that this booklet anyway is alluding to the fact that Metatron is the essence of that, or embodies that. The expression of self, the expression of the universe, even on a bigger scale. And it's kind of reminding me of how human beings are just, compact expressions of the divine, And in a sense, we are masterpieces, we are works of art. Interesting. And this malachite is so pretty. I love this stone so much. It's a palm stone, and the way it's in the back of it, this is copper back here. This looks like turquoise, but I don't know. This just seems very fitting for this reading. So let's get to the dream dictionary. The people who chose pile 2. What would Metatron like to convey to the people who chose pile 2? We have, I saw visualize was the very first thing that I saw. So the word visualize. Something tells me that this is about manifestation. Something that you want to bring into existence. Something that you want to bring into reality. We have abandonment, actually. I think some of you have not been able to see the future that you want, the future that you know is what you're destined for, that you know is your fortune. You may have been disconnected from that vision. And in turn, I feel that you have been abandoning yourself. Interesting. And this feels very serious. This feels very serious. We have anima and animus. Wow. I would like to read about this because I kind of have an understanding of what it is, but I want to read from the book here. This is a dream interpretation book, so this should be pretty good information about what this is. A part of our persona is the role of male or female we must play. For most people, that gender role is determined by their physical sex. But Jung, like Freud and Adler and others, felt that we are all really bisexual in nature. When we begin our lives in the womb, we have undifferentiated sex organs that only gradually become male or female under the influence of hormones. Likewise, we begin our social lives as infants. We are neither male nor female in the social sense until society molds us into men or women. In all societies, the expectations placed on men and women differ, but in our society today, we have many remnants of traditional expectations. Women are still expected to be homemakers and nurturers. Men are still expected to be strong breadwinners. but Jung felt these expectations meant that we had developed only half of our potential. The anima is the unconscious female aspect present in the collective unconscious of men. I'm feeling something so strong right now as I'm reading this. I just want to say that. And the animus is the unconscious male aspect present in the collective unconscious of women. The function of the anima/animus is to help the dreamer establish a good working relationship with their male/female counterpart. This is an important step in the development of the personality. The anima or animus is the archetype through which you communicate with the collective unconscious generally, and it is important to get in touch with it. It is also the archetype that some researchers believe guides our choice of partner. We are, as suggested by an ancient Greek myth popularized by Plato in the Symposium, always looking for our other half, the half that the gods took from us, in members of the opposite sex. When we fall in love at first sight, then we have found someone that fills our anima or animus archetype particularly well. If someone of the opposite sex played a leading role in your dreams or aroused feelings of deep yearning, attraction, and fascination, then your dreaming self has witnessed the appearance of the anima animus and the opposite of your conscious personality. This is why if you are an indecisive, shy man, your anima may take the form of a party-loving woman who is resolute. Or if you are a cautious, rational woman, your animus may take the form of a spontaneous, passionate man. The anima animus may be either positive or negative, and both can be symbolized by people you know or don't know in waking life, as well as mythical, symbolic, and legendary characters, or by objects that somehow represent the masculine or feminine to you. Typically, the anima is personified as a single figure image, for example, a young girl, a witch, or a earth mother. It is likely to be associated with deep emotionality and the force of life itself. The animus may be a plurality of figures, for example, a band of robbers or a council passing judgment, although it is often personified as a wise old man. It is likely to be presented as logical, rational, and judgmental. What does it say? Yeah, judgmental. By introducing the anima animus, your unconscious is urging you to seek balance and compensate for those attitudes or behaviors that dominate your thinking and being in waking life. Heeding the promptings of your anima animus can help you become a more content and rounded personality, and perhaps strengthen your relationships with the opposite sex. Oh my God. So, okay. I have been very sensitive to this whole gender war thing that's been going on. How women are fed up with men and they're saying, I don't need no man and I can do everything a man can do. And what are men good for? Absolutely nothing. Like all of these things. And then men hating women because women are becoming men. Okay. So basically the power is being sucked from the man. He is being stripped of his manhood. And what's left is his character. And we're realizing that a lot of men's character is not the prettiest. They've got a lot of work to do on themselves. This doesn't mean that they're irredeemable, by the way. I believe this is a process that has to be worked through on a collective scale. Males everywhere need to be very conscious of themselves and understand how they've affected people around them and their role in life. And some of them do need to create stronger boundaries, excuse me. Some of them may have barriers up that are impenetrable, and some of them may need to raise some boundaries. But really the message that I'm getting from this is this type of work would benefit whoever chose this pile, would benefit you greatly. And I think you're being heavily influenced by these themes, these energies, whether you know it or not. The whole male against female thing. And you may, like if you're a female, for instance, you may be fed up with your man if you have one, or you may be single and you don't want to date because you are disgusted with the male gender, like with the male species, quote unquote. But there's real value in learning about the anima and animus. I would suggest researching deeper into this if I were you. And I'm assuming Metatron has something to do with this. Metatron may be facilitating this transformation that's happening, because I do believe that these dynamics are transforming both genders, male and female. And is this a good thing? I don't know. What was it? It was a TV show that depicted Metatron as kind of like a villain. I'm not so sure. I don't think that Metatron is necessarily a villain. I think Metatron is neutral, and I think Metatron, like I said, facilitates what is needed for the collective. I think a massive collective, because I've asked, I've been in touch with Metatron before. I've asked, you know, what percentage of the population is being influenced by Metatron, and it's the majority. So, especially if you're online, the online world is heavily influenced by Metatron. Okay, because a lot of people, and that's because a lot of people resonate with the themes that Metatron brings forth, and in the subconscious, really. Okay, let's keep going. Wow. We've got detective. We also have the destroyer. I saw it, but I didn't want to. And actually, Don Juan is standing out to me as well. Okay, so underneath Don Juan, we have dream images, Casanova, gigolo, seducer, sex addict. Okay, so something to do with, I'm telling you, something to do with sex, something to do with genders. Let's see. We have audience. I'm hearing that you would be shocked at the people who are watching you, or the people who are aware of you, or who are paying close attention to you. This could be people that you know. It could be people that you don't know. It could also be institutions, is what I'm hearing. Not to make anybody paranoid, but like your digital footprint could be very noticeable. It could stand out. It could be easily flaggable. Like, I don't know what that means, but it means something to somebody. You may be more visible than you think. That's what I'm trying to say. We have below. We have board games. We have ears. Oh, and this book needs to be. We have dead end. We have door. I'm hearing where one door closes, which is the dead end, something that is no longer, there's no more growth there. Another door is going to open after you hit a dead end with something. For some of you, I'm hearing it actually has to do with social media in some way. If you're an influencer, for instance. We have embarrassed. With board games, somebody might like to play games, like online games, sports games as well. I don't know, like, may like to play competitive gaming in some way. With audience and games, somebody could be like a streamer or could be interested in streaming. If that's not something you've tried, maybe you should consider it. We have the letter F and whatever's on this page. We have fish, a foot, a fisherman. We have fireworks, a fan, a fox, a fairy. I have no idea what that is. It's a dude with a ladder. And then a fire here. And then we just turn the page to fisherman. So fisherman is important. Fisherman. Someone who is a fisherman might be important to you. We have clover. We have fish. Fish did come up. I saw it a while ago too. We have frustrating task or frustration. We have wasp and worm. We have monk. We have morning, morning. It says time next to it. Can I help you? Just a minute, okay? We have the number, excuse me, the number 4, 6, 9, 8, and 10. So 1 and 0. Positive signs. Post office. Somebody may need to check their P.O. box. Oops. And the letter S, we're going to end there. So on this page we have a ship, a shark, what the heck is that? I don't know. Astronaut guy. A shoe, a sun, a scale, a snail, and scissors. Okay, I'm gonna put the letter S there. What was the other one? F. Okay, so I have to take a break there for a second. Tend to my pets. Let's see what we have here. So like I said, we already talked about the visualize, the abandonment. Somebody may have also abandoned their anima/animus. They may not. Some of you may have actually started work with this and abandoned the work, like didn't continue on with it. Detective. So there's something you're trying to figure out. With Don Juan, somebody's libido could be increasing. Something about your sexuality is... others are perceiving it. Others are noticing it. For some of you, some people could see you as a Don Juan type figure. I don't know exactly the story about Don Juan, but... something gives me the feeling that it's somebody who's pretty sexualized. It's a character that's has a lot of sexual energy. Let me know in the comments if you know the story about this. Below. So actually below and ears is standing out. I don't know how these would be related other than your throat, the throat chakra. Something in your lower body or your lower extremities could have poor circulation. This is something you need to address. You'll know if that's relevant for you. Someone gets tingly ears, or maybe has something to do with the ears, or something to do with someone's ears. I'm hearing if your ears ring, it's angelic presences. It's a widely believed thing in the spiritual circles. That would be a confirmation for someone if that's something that you've always kind of thought was a thing. Yes, this is confirmation. Somebody might try to open a door. Like you may try to start something and it may turn out to be a dead end. It may be a door that opens to like a brick wall. For some, it could lead to embarrassment in some way. I'm hearing don't worry about that, though. It is what it is. It's not a big deal. I do think that fisherman is important. Somebody that is a fisherman is important. Somebody who likes to fish. Somebody that you associate with being a fisherman. Somebody that's maybe worn a shirt that says something about fishing on it. Someone who wears a fisherman's hat, maybe. It could be a middle-aged man in general, because that's what I think of when I think of fishermen. Clover. I'm thinking of clover, is it red clover, as a herbal supplement? I'm not sure what it is, but look up what kind of herbal clover remedies there are. There's something about that. I'm hearing there's plenty of fish in the sea as well. The fish. Frustrating task. There's something you've been doing over and over again that's pissing you off because you just can't get it to work. Or you're just tired of doing the thing. Maybe it does work. Maybe you do it well, actually. You're just like, it's just irritating the shit out of you because you don't want to do it anymore. It's tedious. It's tedious work. With worm, somebody's new at something. I'm thinking of like the larval state of a wasp. Do wasps have a larval state? I think they do. I'm not a biologist, but I think they do. So if you're new at something, whatever you're fixing to start that you're new at, that you're worried about or whatever, you're gonna turn into like a very powerful, potent tool. I'm hearing, even because Metatron sort of recruits human beings. Even if they don't know it's Metatron doing this, Metatron influences people to do his bidding or to accomplish things in the collective. You're going to be a very powerful tool for Metatron. I hate saying it like that, as if, you know, like an angelic being is using you, but I mean, they kind of do, don't they? They use you as an instrument, they do. Let's just put it this way, you're going to be a great asset for the team, for the collective. But you've got to start somewhere, and that's usually always at the bottom, isn't it? We get better as we go. We have monk, so something tells me that you are probably capable of reaching heightened consciousness, like heightened awareness, like well above average. Let's just put it that way. I'm not saying every one of you is gonna like aspire to be a monk or something like that, but you have the potential to know the secrets of the universe, like have this knowledge. And with Metatron, I'm actually kind of getting that occult type knowledge vibe. And with these two fish, this makes me think of Pisces and 12th house energy, which is very spiritual, very occult, very esoteric type stuff. So with morning time, I'm hearing that you would benefit if you woke up earlier. So let's say you wake up at 8 o'clock every day. Maybe it would benefit you to wake up an hour earlier than that. And if you wake up at 7, maybe it would be beneficial for you to wake up earlier than that, even like super early. Whatever time you wake up, maybe an hour early. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. Then we have the sequence of numbers 4, 6, 9, 8, 10, or 1 and 0 if you want to separate the two. The letters F and S, yeah, which also reminds me of fish. Positive signs. Like I said, somebody may need to check their post office box, their P.O. box. You may also need to check your emails because you may have mail. Check your spam folders. Something important may be there. Mail/folders. Positive signs. Synchronicities may increase. And whatever synchronicities you come across in the near future, like after this video, pay close attention to the synchronicities. Maybe jot them down, write them down, research them if you don't know what they mean. something significant there. There is definitely important information, I think, that is trying to be conveyed to you by Metatron. So pile 2, I'm going to end your reading there. Hopefully something in this reading was helpful for you. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.